Can misdemeanor charges escalate to felony charges? Oh, absolutely. The police make their own charging decision, and a lot of the times they're worried about statistics and what the crime looks like in their precinct. So sometimes they charge misdemeanors on cases that legally looking at the elements of the crime are actually felonies. And so when the case gets to the DA's office, it first goes to what's called a complaint room, which is a unit whose sole job it is to review the case that the police are bringing to them and write up complaints or charging instruments. From the complaint room, based on the charges, you end up going to a zone, or you end up going to some sort of bureau at the DA's office with the case. And then a completely different prosecutor looks at the case and figures out what charges are appropriate. And then if your initial charges were a felony, the case goes before a grand jury, and the grand jury, with the help of the prosecutor, determines what are the offenses that exist here based on the fact pattern. So it's not unusual to initially be charged with a misdemeanor, and then as your case is progressing through the criminal justice system, you may end up with a felony for several reasons. Sometimes you have a different prosecutor assessing the case. Other times the prosecutor does more of an investigation and they determine that there is additional evidence, additional wrongful conduct that they want to charge you for. So misdemeanors can turn into felonies really without any sort of advance notice. And I think it's always important, if your case is kind of on the cusp of being a felony, that your lawyer file a grand jury notice. Not to say that you go in, not to say that you testify, but so you have a heads up if the prosecutor is looking to up the charges.